Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for the main event of the evening. It is scheduled for 12 rounds of international professional heavyweight boxing. It is sponsored by Flooring Extra. And now, for the thousands in attendance here at Horncastle Arena in Christchurch, New Zealand, and for the millions of fight fans watching this broadcast live around the world, ladies and gentlemen, would somebody, somewhere, make some noise? Introducing first, making his way to the right corner, this is Alexander Flores.
I win and I win, I lose and I laugh. I don't give a shit about the people talking trash.
This is Alexander Flores, 17 1-1, 15 knockouts. He's coming off a win in June, a technical knockout over Maciel Sanchez in Tijuana, Mexico. That was a first-round job. He's confident heading into this fight. He's coming off of 3 straight knockout wins. He defeated Roman Borges in November 15, Jorge Leal in the first round in February of 17, and Sanchez last June. Past 4 years, though, he's only had 4 rounds of boxing because of his quick knockouts. Turned pro in 2010, ran off 14 straight wins to begin his career. The only loss in his record is to Charles Martin, the former heavyweight champion of the world, who lost his title to Anthony Joshua. A lovely guy. He's here with his wife, Brandy. I breakfast with him yesterday, and he's very, very confident. He loves New Zealand. He loves the way everybody at Duco, David Higgins, and the whole crowd has treated him. And he loves being down here and really feels that he can knock out Joseph Parker. He's a former WBC youth champion. Alexander Flores of Rowland Heights, California. That's a suburb of Los Angeles. Guy can bang. He's got a 79% knockout percentage.
And his opponent, making his way to the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, this is Lupe Soliai La'auli Ole Malietoa, Joseph Parker!
led by his uncles Rudy and Henry Sewer, Kevin Barry, Brian Barry, Taylor Barry, and the whole Barry family, brings out Joseph Parker, 24-2, 18 knockouts, and it's been 18 months since he fought in New Zealand. He's ranked number 5 in the WBC, ranked 6th in Ring Magazine, and considered by most as one of the top 6 to 7 real class heavyweights in the world today. He's going to start all over again because he's coming off back-to-back losses. The Dillian Whyte was a big disappointment. He was headbutted in the second round in that one, and that led to a very difficult fight for him. And then you know what happened in the Joshua fight. He went the distance. Kevin Barry has been working on nothing but aggressiveness. He's in great physical condition. He's had a full 10 weeks to train. Those are the brothers of Mom Sala and Dad Dempsey. His brother John is also with him coming into the ring. Here he comes, Joseph Parker, the former WBO Heavyweight Champion of the world. He's gone 12 rounds in each of his last 5 fights. He's never been stopped, as you know, but this is a night he wants to stop Alexander Flores, and he wants to do it early. Junior Farr did it in the first round. He certainly wants to make a statement coming up with what Farr did. He wants to be successful. Now look at the tail of the tape. Heights are the same. Joseph's a bit heavier. He's younger by 2 years, but Flores has a longer reach by a couple of inches. They're both excited about this fight. Flores coming off a win. Joe has to start all over again. At full 10 weeks, he's worked on nothing but power, conditioning, and being more aggressive. I've seen him in 7 different training sessions, and he's really worked on his right hand and really being aggressive. He wants to go after Flores in the first couple of rounds of this fight and end it as quick as he can. Flores, on the other hand, thinks he can knock him out. There's Mama Sala. Here comes Dan Hennessy to get this thing started. The Lieutenant, Dan Hennessy, and his Canterbury
Once
colors.
again, ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. It is scheduled for 12 3-minute rounds of professional international heavyweight boxing action. It is brought to you by Flooring Extra. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner. He enters the ring wearing black trunks with gold trim. He weighed in at 107.95 kgs. He hails from Roland Heights, California, USA. He is a former WBC World Youth Heavyweight Champion. He has 19 professional fights, 17 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw, with 15 big wins coming by way of KO. How about a warm Christchurch welcome for Alexander the Great Flores? And his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Enters the ring wearing white trunks with gold and blue trim. He weighed in at 109.25 kgs. He hails from South Auckland, New Zealand, and representing the beautiful country of Samoa. He is ranked 5th in the world by the WBC. He is trained by world-renowned boxing coach and trainer Kevin Barry. He has 26 professional fights with 24 wins, 2 losses, with 18 big wins coming by way of KO. He is the former WBO Heavyweight Champion of the world. Introducing Lupe Soleil La Auli Ole Malietoa, Joseph Parker. Fighters to the center ring for Rebel John Conway's instructions.
All right, guys, first of all, both your shorts are fine. Below the belt line is a low shot. Protect yourselves at all times. Listen to my instructions. Obey my instructions when I call break. Stop throwing, step away from each other before you start again. Shake them up. Best of luck.
Unified rules of boxing, 10-point must scoring system. No standing 8 count with Joe's dad, Dempsey. No 3 knockdown rule. A fighter cannot be saved with the bell in any round. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case of an accidental foul, I'll explain the rules to you as it becomes pertinent to what's going on in the ring. Get your seatbelts on, folks. This is going to start fast and furious. Joe should try to work to the body early and then try to take him out with something big upstairs. Here we go. Parker in the white trunks. Flores in black with gold.
Flores' face looked very fit compared to a lot of other camps, and he's worked very hard with it. He's got one of those bodies that doesn't necessarily look trim and ripped. Joseph Parker looks in tremendous condition.
Oh, he is, Mike. He's in the best shape he's been in a long time. Flores has got fairly quick hands, too, and he's got plenty of knockout power. Joe works downstairs first to start it off. He's got the great jab, but he's been relying on the great jab too much. He's got to throw more right hands, and that's what he's trained for, is aggressiveness. Just sort of feeling him out here. But Kevin wants him to go right after him from the get-go. Joe hasn't thrown a right hand yet.
One of the things I think you've got to be cautious of with a guy who can punch in Flores is not getting too impatient too early. You've still got to construct your knockouts at this level. So, yes, Parker, start fast, but be smart about how you start.
That's for sure. You see a nice jab by Flores, too. Clips him with a bit of a hook. Makes Joe faint a little bit, goes downstairs on Joe. Joe wants to set him up for the straight right hand down the middle, or clip him over that left eye if he possibly can. He still hasn't thrown the right. There it is. I'm just about to say he hasn't thrown the right hand, and he cuts loose with it. Didn't get him full. Just missed him that time. Clipped him hard on the inside. Joe has made Flores feel his power here in the first round with those last two punches.
Didn't like the way Joe pulled out of that clinch, though. Pit-a-pat punches from Flores, but he just pulled straight back. I'd rather see him dipping down and changing angles.
And you're right, Mike. One thing he doesn't need to do is really press, because Kevin, oh, boy, he went after him with that right hand there. Kevin wants him to take him out early. But Flores is a tough kid, too.
Well, Flores has got something to prove. This is a big opportunity for him. He certainly looked relaxed and confident when I've talked to him this week. He thinks he's got a realistic chance. He also has a 5 centimeter reach advantage, so that's something Parker has to negotiate.
Yeah, and both of these guys are really nice guys. They come from great families, but they're terrors in the ring. Flores wants to be the first Mexican heavyweight champion. Johnny Ruiz, who got knocked out by David Tua years ago, became the heavyweight champion, was the first Latino heavyweight champion, but he wants to be the first Mexican heavyweight champion, and certainly if he could beat Joe Parker, he'd be on his way. Joe caught him good with that one. Flores bangs him back. Good exchange by both guys. Flores landed a right hand in the middle of that. Joe's got a mouse underneath his right eye.
Flores is looking to weave that right hand over the jab of Joseph Parker. And he's slipping his head on the outside and trying to time it. So he's doing enough to keep Parker honest.
Kevin Barry with Joe. Brian Barry leaning over the ropes, and the other trainer is Taylor Barry.
Good work. You're doing good, man.
That's Michael Love, David Lara, working with Flores.
Yeah, take your time.
Remember, this is a 10-round fight. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So,
Round 2.
All right, here we go. This is round number 2 from the Horncastle Arena in Christchurch, New Zealand. I'm the Colonel Bob Sheridan, along with Mike Anko. Our principal's in there. In the white trunks is Joseph Parker. In the black trunks is Alexander Flores. Flores with the gold calls himself Alexander the Great. Let's see how great he is before the night's over, as Joe Parker wants to pick up the pace now. Flores is fighting with confidence, though, throwing his right hand. Oh, hard body shot. Boy, Flores is going to be in great shape as Joe loaded up those shots to the body. Look at this. How about this for Donnybrook? Whoa. Good stuff by both guys. They're both in peak shape.
Flores not showing any respect on the inside. He's getting tagged, but he's coming straight back. I like the work that Parker did, though. He stayed on the inside. He ducked down and went to the body. It looks to me like he's going to have to break Flores down.
Yeah, Flores certainly isn't rolling over with this guy. So Joe will have to hit him with some more of those body shots, but those weren't shoe shine punches to the body. Those were hard body shots, especially when he dips and hits him with the left. And his right hand is a thunderous right hand. The right hand caught him, another hard right hand. Joe misses with the left.
Joe's still a little bit upright. He's shot watching a little.
Keep him up.
A couple of those shots very low on the belt.
Yeah, but Mike, he's loading up his shots right now. Really hard to the body, and Flores is able to stand up to him right now, but you can't stand up to shots like this for a long time because Joe is really sitting down on his body shots. Parker to the left of your screen, Flores in the black trunks. Joe back upstairs, misses.
The right uppercut's there for Parker if he sets it up.
Oh, did he load up that right hand? Flores able to take the punch. I don't know if it's partially blocked by the glove or not. We'll see that if there's a replay. But by golly, Joe had malice of forethought for that right hand. Good, Joe.
Flores, though, he's keeping that left glove glued to his ear. He knows it's coming. So Parker would do well just to try and disguise that shot a little better, try and set it up. Perhaps bring the left glove of Flores across and then deliver the right hand.
Remember, Flores has only lost to then heavyweight champion Charles Martin. Martin was actually in his training camp with him as he was getting ready for this fight. He also worked with Dominic Brazil and Andy Ruiz. Left hand, right hand by Joe. Joe digs to the body again.
I would love to see the replay on that.
Well, that was a low blow, and the rebel John Conway is giving him a chance.
I think it was a little higher than Flores perhaps indicated. Mind you, those cups, they can be pulled up by a shot on the belt.
Yeah, John gave him a little time to rest, but got right back to it. Nice, decent jab by Flores. Joe getting in his position. The bell ends round number 2. That's a Parker round, so he's totally outboxing him.
Well, he's showing us something different from what I've seen. He's trying to engage on the inside. He's trying to dip down, lob his knees. He's trying to break him down to the body. Let's have a listen into Kevin Barry.
The fights, you'll get him jumping with his right hand. He'll be open for a left arm. Okay?
There we see Parker working the body. Flores, he's got his gloves up high. He's taking those on the gloves pretty well. But the body shots in particular, he cannot sustain over the long term.
You know, a lot of the fans here, Mike, were hoping to see Joe do what Junior Farr did with his first round knockout over Rogelio Rossi. But this guy is a much more class fighter.
Parker went for the uppercut. There was that low shot. I wouldn't mind seeing it in slow motion. Now, the way Flores is hugging his left hand to his ear, I believe that presents an opening for the left uppercut after Parker throws the right hand, if he's throwing that overhand right.
We'll see if Joe sees it. Here we go. Joe back to the jab again. A couple of nice jabs by Alexander the Great Flores. Joe falls short with those jabs with the right hand behind it is what Kevin Barry wants to see. There's the stiff jab. There's the overhand right. And again, the right hand to the body. These are hard shots to the body. Back upstairs with the right hand. Has he hurt him? I don't know. No, I guess not. But these body shots are hellacious.
You gotta keep them up high. You gotta keep them up high.
The rebel John Conway says you gotta keep them up a little higher. Actually, the trunks are below the belly button of Alexander right now, so Joe's got to come up just a hair. Joe's trunks are much higher.
Flores got a lot of body to hit. Parker's obviously very intense for this fight. And again, he's missing with that right hand.
He didn't miss with it that time, Mike, or that time. On the inside, these are good shots, and a couple of pity pad shots at the end. Rebel John Conway doing a nice job keeping this thing clean.
He's got a hard job to do because he's a smaller man getting in between these two heavyweights. Parker just pulling back straight there. Like to see him cut the angle.
Joseph Parker in the white trunks, the blue trim. His jab is fine, and it always has been. Got to throw more right hands and more power shots. His body work has been excellent. And Mike, you're right. I mean, he's got to try and soften this body up downstairs before he goes for the knockout. He just can't with a fighter of the quality of Flores. He caught him with the right hand that time. These are hard body shots again. Some of them are borderline, but most of them are really, really hard, stiff body shots with both the right and the left hand.
Parker just paused when he went downstairs with the left hook to the body. I'd like to see him come straight back up, double up the body and the head.
Now that's really the fight plan for Kevin Barry. Told me that, you know, we want him downstairs. Boom! There's the right hand, and there's another. Oh! That right hand caught him after a low blow. It's up to 3 and 4. He should be able to get up. It's at 5. He got hit with a low blow just before that. He says he's all right. He takes the 8 count, but he's been down for the first time in the fight. That was a solid right hand. At some more stage, if Joe continues with the low blow, he's going to have to take a point away. But it's academic right now.
Well, no touching of gloves from Joseph Parker.
Joe should just stay upstairs now. He's already punished the body. The right-hand power shot looks terrific to me tonight.
I'm still waiting for the uppercut from Parker, though.
This is, a series of punches. This fight is all over. Joe Parker has knocked out Alexander Flores in the 3rd round. He's out, it's over, and Parker is on his way back with his 19th knockout and his 25th victory. How about that, my friends? Joe Parker is back.
Well, Alexander Flores is hurt. He's hurt badly. He hit his head on the ring canvas. Dr. Dave Renata looking after him, of course. People needing to give him room. But look, Flores came. He came to fight. He showed he had something to give Parker. He made him work for that. And all the talk about Joseph Parker having more mongrel, well, he sustained it. He worked on the inside. He went to the body. He was borderline with those shots with the left hand in particular. There will be some question marks about it, but ultimately he overwhelmed Alexander Flores with a dominant performance.
That last shot was of solid Parker. Joe saying sorry about the low blows, but it wasn't the low blow that took him out. It was the right hand. His daddy, Dempsey Parker, great family.
Flores not happy at all. There isn't the embrace that we usually see. Let's have a look. That shot was low. I question that right hand. I think that was on the belt line. Let's have a look in slow motion.
Hard right upstairs, Mike. That's a little on the low side.
The right hand one definitely was. Alexander Flores has a right to complain about that. The right hand in particular was low, and that really started the rot. And he went with the left uppercut, and he popped his head up to complain about the low blow and ate a right hand for his trouble.
He ate a big right hand. Oh, man, that's what Kevin Barry wants to see. When he starts to get somebody in trouble, go after him. And this is a series of hard punches.
And Flores, I think he clipped his head too on the corner of the ring apron because he had blood coming out of his the back of his head.
That was about a 6-punch Flores. 1, 2, 3.
Well, I think Alexander Flores, he started well. He has a right to feel aggrieved about the first knockdown, and he was struggling to regain his feet, but Parker, oh boy, that was a brutal finish, and that's a career highlight knockout. That will go on the highlight reel.
Well, I feel bad for Alexander Flores because there were a couple of low blows involved there, but as far as the fans that are watching here in New Zealand, this is a Joe Parker that certainly Kevin Barry has wanted to see, a guy with malice and forethought, and he really went after Alexander Flores when he thought he had him earned. It was a 7-punch combination of hard punches. There he is, Joe Parker, Kevin Barry. Now we need to get the official particulars from the lieutenant, Dan Hennessy, who wore his Canterbury colors for this. And we are in the area of Canterbury here in Christchurch. Here's the lieutenant.
Fighters to the center ring, please.
While we wait, great job by Duco Events, David Higgins and his staff.
There's been some superb fights, well matched, and some great knockouts.
Fighters to the center ring, please.
Trying to get the gloves off Flores. I want to thank the Duco staff, Janelle Cole, Chrissy V, Michelle Samard, the production manager from Sky, and of course Rob Quinn, our producer. Karina Stevens, our stage manager. We thank you one and all. And a special hello to the Sky CEO, John Follett. Thank everybody from Sky and Duco for bringing me down here to call this fight. I love being in New Zealand, and I love calling Joe Parker fights. It's a thrill to me each time. Mike, also a great pleasure working with you, as always.
As we await Lieutenant Dan, here we go.
We still need to make this official. Here's Lieutenant.
Ladies and gentlemen, with 2 minutes and 51 seconds gone in round 3, your winner by knockout, fighting out of the blue corner, Lupe Soleil La'aui Ole Malietoa, Joseph Parker!
Clearly not happy, Alexander Flores, clearly emotional. Monty's just trying to get Joe back into the centre ring for an interview. Very stony faces in the corner of Alexander Flores. Be interesting to see what he has to say post-fight.
Monty's in position now. He's got Joe.
Well, Joseph, you come from a very dark place in terms of the last 2 consecutive losses. Bit of soul-searching. New Zealand Samoa wanted a knockout. You wanted yourself a knockout. You've been very vocal about it, and you got it tonight. How does that make you feel?
Well, more lava whakatautau to Mālangi Wit Maramanguema, full by Alexander Flores. Firstly, I just want to say thanks to Alexander and his team for coming down and putting on a good fight. And everyone here in Christchurch, thank you all for coming out to support myself and all the other fighters on the undercard. It's great to be back here in Christchurch, where obviously Kevin and the family are from, but where we had a fight in 2016, it's good to be back here. So we had 2 losses this year, and this was a fight we wanted to end the year off with a bang. And we got the knockout that we wanted. So we're very happy.
You got the knockout, Jay. It was devastating fashion, but I was standing right alongside the corner of Flores, and they seemed to think there was 3 low blows from your corner. What would you like to say about that?
I'm the fighter. There's a referee that does his job, and judges. All I do is throw the punches and make them land.
And as a fighter, you got to fight once again in front of the people that have loved you for so long at this end of the world. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good to come back to New Zealand. As you can see, with all the support here, it's everyone's still supporting us, even with the ups and downs. And it's good to see everyone here. You know, we finished the year off with an up. And now it's time for us to have a break.
Before I talk to Kevin, if you could just give us some insight to some of the exchange of words that you had with Alexander at the end of that fight.
Alexander seems to think I hit him low 3 or 4 times. I know I hit him once, but that's the fight game.
Well, mate, congratulations on a very good victory. And I'm going to talk now to Kevin Barry just quickly. Kevin, just in terms of the execution of the fight, what do you have to say about that?
Look, I tell you what, we were badly looking for a knockout to end the year with, and I thought Joe looked tremendous tonight. We fought a very game opponent. We knew that he was here to fight, And you know, I think while he was in there, it was a competitive fight. There's a lot of frustration in Joseph Parker tonight. We've had one big year. We've fought in two of the biggest fights in the world this year, and we came up short, and Joe really wanted to let his hands go and finish the year with a knockout.
And just finally, what now for Joseph Parker after we got to see him in spectacular fashion and on the right side of the ledger with the devastating knockout?
Well, I think our whole company, Duco, are very excited now. Now we can start planning 2019, and Joseph Parker's on his journey back to becoming world heavyweight champion again.
Congratulations. Now we're going to talk now to Alexander Flores. Alexander, I was right beside your corner. You weren't happy. The corner weren't happy. What do you have to say about that?
I mean, he hit me with a low blow. I mean, I felt it as soon as I felt the shot. I put my right hand down. He caught me with a left hook, then a straight right. But I mean, it showed on the video. And I want to say congrats to Joseph Parker's team. Thank you for the opportunity. He hit me low more than a couple times, 3 or 4 times. The ref, I think, warned him once. I mean, it is what it is. You know, I fought in his hometown. You know, he was favored of the judges and the ref too. Unfortunately, it came out that way. But I just want to give a shout out to my friends and family back at home, my mom, my dad, my sisters. I love you guys. My mother-in-law. I just lost my father-in-law September 19, and I lost a boxing stablemate a few weeks ago, Jose Huerta. I love you guys, and we miss you. I want to thank my team, my buddy Renee David, who came out here from the Air Force. My buddies at home, Anthony, Fabio, David and Sebastian, you know, my sisters, Erica and Ariam, my mother-in-law, Irma Gandara, my sisters-in-laws, you know, Cindy, Valerie, and Shannon Gandara, my brothers-in-laws, John, Javier, and Ricardo, and my nieces and nephews, Jamie Leal, Ava Marissa Avila, little John, and Evan Gandara. I love you guys.
Well, they'll be very proud of you. Round of applause for Alexander.
Sorry, one more thing. I just want to thank God too for this opportunity. No one got hurt. Everybody gets home safe to family. And God truly blessed me with an amazing wife. She's here somewhere. I love you, babe. And she's been with me since day one. Thank you. Oh, I love New Zealand too, man. Thank you for having me out here. Hey, I love you guys' coffee. You guys have amazing coffee.
Your winner, Joseph Parker.
Well, it was a terrific night. Joe did what he had to do. Low blows aside, it's part of boxing, and that's what happened. If it had continued on, I'm sure John Conway would have said something. But all aside, great to see Joseph Parker, Junior Farr, David Light, Meno Tabu, Vatube was outstanding, and I loved seeing this Andre Mikhailovich. I thought he was outstanding, and I think David Light's a real prospect too. So we saw some great boxing. Nobody who bought the pay-per-view on Sky is disappointed tonight.
Well, look, I have to say we had some great fights. We had them well matched. Some went the distance. There were some brutal knockouts. There was a lot of boxing skill on display. And for mine, the potential of New Zealand boxing and having this platform here to go out to the rest of the world is really impressive. We've got some guys who can start to push on the international stage, and I have to say a big part of that thanks goes to the likes of Duco for being able to put on these big shows that are going out there. But ultimately at the end of the show we had our 2 premier heavyweights going out with some brutal knockouts, and certainly the talk and the hype around that is going to continue to grow.
Thanks, Mike. Great work with you. Let's go back to Stephen McIver and Monty Beetham.
Thank you, Colonel. Thank you, Lightning Mike. It's always a pleasure to have Colonel Bob Sheridan in our house. He is, simply a boxing legend, and we are the ones blessed to have him. I'm not so sure about this one, Monty. I know we got the knockout from Joseph Parker we were expecting, but he said, oh, maybe I got warned once. We saw him warned 3 times by the rebel John Conway, so and we were right there. And I got a feel for Flores because many of us, maybe a little uneducated, thought Flores would be an easy mark, but he showed he wouldn't have been an easy mark.
I think there was 2 things that were very clear. Joseph Parker still has that knockout and punching power. Yeah. However, we've got to say, and rightly so, his corner and Flores wasn't happy because there were 3 actual low blows, and one actual low blow led to him being deceived and hit really hard around the head. However, in saying that, it could have been a matter of time. But I like what Kevin Barry said in the fact that he is a frustrated fighter. We've been there before as an athlete. when you're frustrated and you try too hard, you don't bring out the best. But you got to feel for Flores.
I do.
He brought the fight. He fought very well.
Some
nice exchanges in between.
hands in the clinch too coming back, wasn't it? That was, I think, not many of us expected that.
Absolutely not, and I think he caught Joe by surprise too. Joe probably didn't expect him to be standing or even exchanging the way he did. I really enjoyed that way that fight was shaping up. I think they were working well in the pocket. There was some nice exchanges. You see here as he lands that beautiful right. What you didn't see before, there was a couple of potential low blows. He wanted a knockout. He got the knockout, but there will be some controversy around the low blows, and deservingly so.
Yeah.
If you're a fighter, you want to fight and win at, you know, with a fair contest.
I don't think there's any shame in saying there were 3 low blows. Flores knew it. Joseph won on the back of catching him off. I think it was the second low blow. He knocked him, and then I think there was the roll-on effect. But if people will pull that aside very quick and say, whatever. Okay, so now we've got Joseph Parker back in the winner's circle. Who he fights next is going to be really interesting.
That is an interesting one. That's what I want to know and see. Is it going to be here in New Zealand? Probably not. But the fact that he's got a win, the fact that he has seen that he can knock someone out, he feels a bit better about himself. He gets to be in that winner's circle. That does a lot for your mind, your mentality as an athlete, and it can work wonders. So much pressure on this camp. The fact that they didn't change, that they were going with the same crew, the fact that Joseph Parker needed to get a win, and he put pressure on himself to get the win by knockout, but he did it.
He did it on a wonderful night that has produced a number of knockouts, but some wonderful, wonderful, sweet science, isn't it? And I mean, we go back to even Manu Vatuvei, Andre Mikhailovich, David Light, Bowen Morgan. They've all produced wonderful, wonderful spectacles of boxing tonight.
We've got to be very proud of our New Zealand talent that is coming through. And we're not just talking about domestic level. Our New Zealand fighters are doing wonderful things on the world stage. You mentioned some names that we should get behind and support and be very proud of what they are doing.
There is one thing I have to ask you quickly. He does have a bit of a shiner under his left eye, and you have said on a number of occasions, he is open to an overhand right, and that's some area they continue to work on, right?
Yeah, I think Mike Ango brought it up. When they're exchanging in those clinches and he came out on the half break, he was open on occasion and he did cop some. And I think that's what he's got to work on. But we haven't seen Joe fighting in those clinches. We haven't seen the guys come back and fight. So it would have been nice to see where it went from this in terms of how the fight was building. But you know what, you can see there, they are happy, they are relieved. The fact that they've got the job done. And I think it's going to work wonders for Joseph Parker.
Body language says a lot, Monty. I think they're happy, and now they're talking to Rebel John Conway, and he's saying, I'm sorry, pals, there were 3 low blows. Okay, you got the win, but you just can't do that. And that's the way it goes. But there you have it. Your former WBO World Champion, Heavyweight Champion, is in the winner's circle again, and it's a nice way to him to head towards the holiday period. Been a good night, hey, Mons?
It's always a good night, mate. But Canterbury, you put it on, you came out in force, and the fighters, well done.
We are done here at Horncastle Arena on behalf of all the team that deliver you some fantastic boxing, and we love bringing it to you exclusively live on Sky. Have a wonderful, wonderful Christmas, a safe and enjoyable New Year, and you know we will be back with the sweet science.